Are we headed for a V-shaped recovery or are we headed for a crash? That's what we're talking about today. Hey everybody, Jared Jones. As we face the current epidemic, questions surrounding, is my house gonna go down in value? Are we gonna crash like we did in 2008? All these questions are kind of swirling around, and we're gonna talk about kind of what that means for the home seller. Now, V-shaped recovery is insinuating that as fast as the market went down when the lockdown started in March, the market, when it's opened, is going to spike back up. How will that affect the real estate market, and will we actually see that happen? A V-shaped recovery is highly unlikely, okay? That was a lot of early optimism. What will happen, as I look at the real estate market right now, by my own estimation, and this is for another video, we're off by around 70% in transaction volume from where we would be if there was no COVID. I'm gonna talk about 4 major reasons why I believe we're not gonna see a V-shaped recovery, unfortunately. The number 1 reason, PTSD. There's just a changing market. A lot of the exuberance that we felt in the marketplace that was going on in March, that dynamic has completely changed. The media's driven fear. There's a lot of panic that was absolutely created in the reporting of the virus. So the natural response, that's right, people are gonna be afraid to approach the market, and we are selling houses. Houses are bought in person. Yes, there's a virtual process for this. People are creating new ways for you to see the house, and we have, in my team, we do a lot of video. So if you've seen my properties, you know you'll be able to see those properties in a cinematic way online. But this is a big purchase and most people need to see it. The PTSD factor is just that shock. People feeling confident to come out and look at homes again. The number 2 reason, rest in peace, business as we know it. Unfortunately, when a lot of businesses close back in March, they never will reopen their doors again. And even medium and large size businesses, they're going into a defensive posture, which means people are gonna be laid off, there's gonna be downsizing. It's a new world in the business climate. The number 3 reason I think there's headwinds in the real estate market is there was already recession talk before the virus hit. In 2019, I had sources from one of the top national restaurant chains tell me they were already planning for a big reduction of business recession in 2020. I had a Disney supervisor source that also told me back in 2019, Disney was doing a whole lot of defensive posturing, being ready for a much different climate in 2020 in terms of how much business activity they were gonna see. Also, stock market analysts and research professionals like Harry Dent, who's been watching the markets for 40 years, back in 2017 predicted one of the biggest market crashes in our lifetime for 2020. So, while we don't like to talk about it, there was a lot of bubble conversation happening as it relates to all the markets coming into this virus. The real estate market had been on an upward climb for now nearly 11 years. There was a lot of discussion in the marketplaces in real estate and stocks. How long can this last? When will the proverbial bubble pop? Reason number 4, rolling outbreaks. We already are posturing ourselves to be prepared, and there's a lot of public input on the fact that things are not gonna be as they have been. Sporting events are gonna look different. In Central Florida here, we are powered by tourist economy. Now, as you're thinking about so much of the business that comes from Disney, Universal, and the like, that's definitely gonna have an impact on inbound travel, local short-term vacation rentals, things of that nature, which are going to see a change in demand for quite a while. So there's talk of rolling outbreaks. There's talk of potentially having more lockdowns in the future. That kind of thing is going to have a shadow of how fast the market recovers. What's a seller to do? So now you're thinking, I gotta sell my house. I need to sell it now. It's on the market now. Or I canceled and I really had plans to sell later. Listen, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you need to sell your house, why wait till the whole crowd brings their house back to the market at the same time? As I mentioned earlier, a lot of people canceled their listing and pulled it off. Lots of houses are still selling. But as we pointed out, there's gonna be a lot of headwinds in the future for the housing market. Putting your home in the market in competition with multiples of other homes is not a great idea. Not only that, if we had an underlying recession, if we had bubble concerns before, there's definitely going to be a different reality for the market because the foundation of it is definitely changing. Lending standards, available buyers, all those kinds of things are going to be changing in the new market, which means waiting longer could cost you thousands more and take more time. So if you have to sell, you might want to plan up on moving the timeline up, not waiting, thinking that it's better for the house itself, because it just may not be the case. Sellers have to be prepared for the new market, and what that means is they have to have a broker, they have to have positioning in the market that creates an environment where the buyer has a really great buying experience whenever the house is available. So for instance, on my properties, a buyer can go on Zillow, walk through the home as if I'm showing it to them. I have a global reach in marketing, so if a buyer is actually looking at the property from New Jersey, they already know the features of the community, the amenities, and I'm selling them the layout and the features of your home. And that's very key in a time like this where buyers are gonna be more hesitant and spend more time shopping online, less time seeing numbers of houses. You need to have an agent who can get video in place to get you on the buyer's shortlist, because the shortlists are shorter than ever before. Buyers who used to look at 10, 20, 30 homes, it's now gonna be like 3 or 4, then they're gonna make a decision. The better your home's positioned to give them a great view, and a lot of what we're doing is video, that's gonna help you a ton. Good luck to you if you do try to sell, and we're here to help you if you need it.
With our home, low hassle was a must. Jared was our main point of contact, but he had a team of experts around him to make sure no detail was missed.
Jared Jones is the way to go. Call 706-5000.
Get your home sold guaranteed.